Bored student planted bomb on London tube. Boredom is the biggest dangerous disease among the young. You know, some years ago when my driver drove me to a HDB estate, I was waiting downstairs to pick a friend up. I noticed a group of boys who were playing with the ball in the void deck. Shortly after that, they were bored. They got on their bicycle and they didn't know where to go. And the next thing they did, they went to the vending machine and they start banging on a vending machine. Obviously, they didn't have money. And I would imagine the next thing they would have done would be smoke or sniff or do glue sniffing or do drugs. So boredom is the biggest problem, not only in England, but I think in Singapore too. Let's relook at our landscape and see how to get people, especially children, to have a zest for life. Minister Ong Ye Kung said our education system must be aligned with economy. He's absolutely right. And a lot of people are saying, why only 30% to go to the university? I think he's only repeating what one very famous German guy said many years ago when I was young. For every engineer, you need 18 technicians. And therefore, the quality of our polytechnics and our ITEs, where they are training technicians to support the engineers, must be improved. Otherwise, you will continuously have breakdowns in your trains. Look at a picture that shows you who are repairing your trains, and you will understand why your train service can never be a super train service. Those people are just not really equipped with the right engineering education. Moving from the young to the old. Whilst boredom is a terrible thing for the young, loneliness is a terrible thing for the old. Seniors who live alone risk social isolation. I totally agree with this. People should live like Ho Seng and I. We have an entire community surrounding us, all the farmers, their children, their grandparents, etc. And every day we have kids coming from schools, from homes, etc. Corporate people coming there for events, and we are so busy the whole day. To improve that, I'm even going to build a little cottage at my farm called the Silver Squirrels Lodge, which will be a retirement kind of project for all my friends and cronies who may need a place of solace for just a few days instead of going to a hospital and feeling sick. They can come there, they can be energized, entertained, and complain about our favorite topic, which is, you and I know, it's not sex. Remember, retirement is not about preparing to die. You can do a lot of things during your old age. Look at Prince Philip. He's been working till he's 95, almost 96. All of us can grow old and still be useful. Everyone is concerned about GDP growth, about reskilling, about retraining, because the economy is dying. But our Prime Minister has a very good suggestion. He thinks that if all of us pull together, workers, employers, managers, professionals, as well as foremen and rank and file, if we all sacrifice equally, highlight sacrifice equally, things will be all right. But you notice the absence of government, civil servants, politicians making the sacrifice. Is you and me and our dogs named Boo. This is a very good short and sharp article about a new model of governance needed for Singapore to thrive. Clarissa Yong, you should get first prize for your article on how the Singapore government needs to change their model of governance. They should stop pushing people from the top. They should have stopped long ago, right? It's almost too late now, but they can still do it. Stop pushing us from the top all the time. Just listen to people like us on the ground who are struggling every day, who meet people who are struggling every day. Many politicians have never really worked a day in their life. They're just catapulted into a position of power in some kind of department where they know nuts about it, right? You have doctors who are in farming, you have lawyers who are in family planning and things like that. I mean, how does it work? They should transfer 25% of politicians and civil servants into the real world. Put them in SMEs, send them to the ground, and make them really work there and see how the economy can be revived. You know, some of those people there are not smarter than my dog, because some of you who have been to my farm have met my dog Rascal. She can open a door. We don't need a robot. And talking about reskilling, can our friends from Workfare stop sending out useless documents like this, totally useless, in 4-color printing in 4 languages to somebody like me, and telling me to go and get myself reskilled and get a training allowance of $4.50 per training hour? Please remember, many of us above 65 live in this country, and they would all have received this. I think each of these would cost maybe $10 to print. Stop wasting paper. Just get people to go to the members of parliament, we have many of them, and see them during the daytime, not at night, and tell them their problems. We do not have to send out paper, which only kills trees. Please, only help those who need help. Don't help those people like me who can help ourselves. Thank you. 8 straight months of growth in factory sector. I wonder who makes the money when that happens. Is it the MNC? Is it the bosses? Is it the worker on the street, or who? But I can tell you something, many businesses are in trouble. Look at this article. Facebook pays interns $11,000 a month. Interns in Singapore can earn $5,000 a month, and they are from banks and places like that. I find it hard to believe, because lawyers who are interning are not even being paid, because there's a glut of lawyers and law firms are withholding intern allowances. I know how much I pay my interns. I pay them $15 an hour, and they do come from very, very good junior colleges. Stop printing things like that. This gives our youngsters a false sense of confidence in their ability and need to be paid such high salaries before they do something useful. Honoring top achievers in tourism. 3 cheers to you guys at Tourism Board. You're finally getting it right. You're giving awards to people who really deserve it. The small businesses, the unique businesses, the organically grown businesses, and of course the best award given to the Kranji Countryside Association for the 27th Commonwealth Agriculture Conference in Singapore last year. Thank you so much. Those young farmers certainly deserve it, and we are very, very grateful. Social media is, to me, very good when used correctly. In fact, from what I said about Ho Seng's fall last week, we have received so many kind messages to find out how he is. To you, all of you, my friends, and those who love Ho Seng, please, thank you very much. He's well. In fact, he's gone to Bangkok already. Thank you. Thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe, and I love you forever. And send in your comments. We love to hear from you.